This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Good evening and welcome once again to the Mini Dome on the campus of Shelton High School for South Sound Conference Boys Basketball. I'm Diedrich Allen and you are watching the Maple Glen Senior Living pregame show. Tonight, the Shelton Highclimbers host the Capital Cougars. The Highclimbers come into the game with a 6-8 record, 2-5 in the SSC. Shelton ended a 3-game losing skid Wednesday by beating Yelm 76-45. The Cougars are 10-3 on the season, 6-1 in the conference. Capital is coming off a 53-33 win over Gig Harbor, also on Wednesday. This is the second meeting of the season between the Highclimbers and the Cougars. Capital won the first game 75-50 on December 6th. In that game, the Highclimbers couldn't overcome a 5-point second quarter and being outscored 24-11 in the third. The Cougars are currently third in the SSC standings. Capital has beaten Shelton in their last 4 meetings. The last Highclimber win over the Cougars was 57-53 on December 11th, 2015. Since 2005, Capital has 13 wins over Shelton in 16 games. Will the Highclimbers avenge their earlier loss to the Cougars and make it 2 wins in a row, boosting their chances of making the playoffs? Or will Capital extend their winning streak over Shelton and maintain their place in the South Sound Conference as well as the playoffs? We're just minutes away from finding out. Coming up on the Maple Glen Senior Living pregame show, we talk with Shelton coach Derek Pringle. It's South Sound Conference Boys Basketball, the Capital Cougars at the Shelton Highclimbers next on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected, and Maple Glen Senior Living, celebrating the art of life. The City of Shelton is changing from a 3-member commission to a 7-member council. There are 15 people running for 4 open council seats. Next Wednesday, the Shelton-Mason County Chamber of Commerce is holding a candidates forum featuring those 15 people. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, will broadcast the forum live from 6 to 8 p.m. The first hour will focus on positions 4 and 5. The second hour will feature positions 6 and 7. It's the Shelton City Council Primary Election Candidates Forum, 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday, only on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
I'm Deputy Steiner with the Grace Harbor County Sheriff's Office. Washington's new distracted driving law is now in effect. This new law significantly changes how you can use your cell phone while driving. Here's what you need to know.
It is now illegal to hold your cell phone while driving, even when stopped in traffic or at a traffic light. This law includes all electronic devices, such as cell phones, tablets, laptops, and video games. No typing messages or accessing information. No watching videos or using the camera. You can use your device if you are hands-free and can start use by a single touch or finger swipe, if you are parked or out of the flow of traffic, or contacting emergency services. With this new law, you will need to start GPS or music before you drive. The fine for a cell phone violation is $136, $234 for the second offense, and these tickets will now be reported to insurance companies.
We see firsthand the results of distracted driving. Focusing on the road instead of your phone will save lives and reduce serious injuries.
On the road, off the phone. It's the law. For more information, visit wadrivetozero.com.
There's a lot going on these days at Maple Glen in Shelton. Maple Glen has a Sunday brunch, open to the community with free admittance when you schedule a tour. What a great way to learn more about this beautiful senior living community. Maple Glen Senior Living, located just 20 minutes north of Olympia at 1700 North 13th Loop in Shelton. They're just feet away from the hospital, medical professionals, and pharmacies. Contact Teresa Gilman at 360-427-0300 to learn more and schedule a visit to Maple Glen.
Well, welcome back to the Mini Dome, everyone. I'm Diedrich Allen at the top of the stands, opposite the scorer's table. Technically the west side of the Mini Dome here in Shelton is now, as we do continue with the Maple Glen Senior Living pregame show, it's now time to talk with the coach.
Coach Derek Pringle, you got a win Wednesday night. But something happened early in the game that I thought was rather unique. You had your starters out there. They weren't producing. You pulled them all off.
Yeah, in the first 2 minutes, it's like they couldn't catch the ball. They wasn't on sync, so I just called timeout. I took everybody and said, hey, all 5 come out, you 5 go in, somebody got to get it started. And they kind of, they were surprised too when I pulled them in there, but they went in and got us into the game and pretty much got the lead for us to win that first quarter because we were losing that first quarter in the first 2 minutes. Because Young's a good team. I mean, they're really good. They're just young, so. But the second group came in, which I've been waiting for all season also too, to come in and when you call upon, be ready to play, And now, we had a talk yesterday. I said, now you guys know what I expect. You don't have time to warm up. You got to get there and play. So I think they're ready tonight, though, too. So
let's talk about tonight. Capital, they got away from you at Capital earlier in the season. What are you going to do differently?
Pretty much nothing. We're just going to go back. We watched the film yesterday, and we noticed that it was like 2:27 in the second quarter. We had about 3 key turnovers, and that messed us up. And once they capitalized, we lost our spirit at the time. They was upset about that. So tonight we're gonna play smart. I mean, we're going at them. I told them don't bow down. We're gonna play hard. Cause we know we can beat them. We just gotta put it all together. And that was our first league game too. So
a lot has happened since then.
I mean, we matured. They matured. They went up and down on their record too. So we're gonna play them tough. Our key is to make sure that Penner don't get off, and he can score in like bunches. So that's Jason's task tonight. Him and Caleb, they're gonna alternate on him. So.
I have nothing else to ask you. Well, actually, I do have one thing. I noticed on Wednesday night that Casey Badea-Brown was sitting late in the game. Is that why was that? Was he injured? Or?
Oh, no. He played 2 quarters of JV, so I couldn't play him the whole 4. So what we did was, because JV was short, because we had some kids that didn't have grades and stuff, so we had to juggle at the last minute, so he wanted to go down and help the JV out. Okay. So he played 2 with them, so tonight I got everybody all 4 quarters.
Okay. All right, well, good luck tonight, Kirk.
Thank you, sir.
Shelton coach Derek Pringle. About an hour and a half ago, I think I caught him during the first half of the JV game. And we'll be back with more of the Maple Glen Senior Living pregame show in a moment, including starting lineups. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
It may not seem fast or close to you, but 100 times a day we leave our office and put ourselves only a door away. An average of 2 patrol cars are struck and 1 trooper injured every month. It's Washington law that you slow down or move over when you see emergency lights ahead. We ask that while we're out here getting you and your family home safe every night, you help us get home safe to our families. Slow down and move over.
Frustrated by rising cable prices? You're not the only one. As your local cable TV provider, we work hard to give you the channels you want to watch the local news, enjoy family night, and cheer on your favorite sports team. We also fight to keep your rates fair, but at the negotiating table, large corporate broadcasters demand higher fees for their programming. As TV viewership goes down, broadcast rates continue to go up. It's not fair. None of us should cover their losses. Visit KeepTheConnections.com for more information on how we're working for you.
There's always something happening at Maple Glen Senior Living in Shelton. Find out for yourself by scheduling a tour to see the senior living community at 1700 North 13th Loop. Call 360-427-0300 to set up a time, or you can attend one of Maple Glen's community events. There's a brunch Sunday from 10:30 to 1. How about attending a wine and cheese tasting? Maple Glen is holding a movie night on January 28th. For more information and to RSVP for one of these events, call Maple Glen at 360-427-0300.
And welcome back to the Mini Dome, everyone. Diedrich Allen with your call tonight. It's now time for starting lineups. And we'll start out with the Capital Cougars. Luke Layton, a 6'1 senior. Chris Pinner, a 6'1 junior. Dawson Landers, a 6'2 senior. Brett Stock, a 6'4 senior. And Grant Erickson, 6'6 junior. So that's Layton, Pinner, Landers, Stock, and Erickson for the Capital Cougars. For the Highclimbers, same starting five. The guy pulled out after a couple of minutes Wednesday night and then got it together. Malik Freeman, a 6'1 senior. Travis Colbinson, a 6' senior. Ty Thompson, a 6'2 sophomore. Noah Benson, a 5'11 junior, and Jason Kenyon, a 5'7 junior. So that's Freeman, Colbinson, Thompson, Benson, and Kenyon for the Highclimbers. Starting lineups being announced here in the Mini Dome. We will take another timeout, and we'll be right back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is the only source for live broadcasts of high school basketball in Mason County. Next Friday night, the Shelton girls return to the Mini Dome for a critical South Sound Conference game against Gig Harbor. Tip-off between the Lady Highclimbers and the Lady Tides is at 7. That's South Sound Conference Girls High School Basketball, the Gig Harbor Tides at the Shelton Highclimbers, next Friday night only on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Other TV providers force you to sign a long-term contract. Then you're stuck with years of second-rate service. Hood Canal Communications delivers stunning HD, plus bundled savings on super-fast internet and home phone, with no long-term contracts. It's all backed by an exceptional team of local service professionals. No contracts, no nonsense, just great service. Don't get stuck with a contract. Visit hcc.net to learn more.
There's a lot going on these days at Maple Glen in Shelton. Come see for yourself by scheduling a tour to view apartments, the beautiful surroundings, activities, and the signature dining room. Maple Glen Senior Living Community, located just 20 minutes north of Olympia at 1700 North 13th Loop in Shelton. They're just feet away from the hospital, medical professionals, and pharmacies. Contact Teresa Gilman, 360-427-0300 to learn more about this exciting living community.
If you are interested in how our local government works, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, gives you the opportunity to watch our elected officials in action. Every Tuesday, you can watch the Mason County Commission. These live broadcasts air at 9 a.m., except on the fourth Tuesday of a month when the County Commission meets at 6 p.m. You can also watch the County Commissioners online at your leisure or tune into a rebroadcast on Hood Canal Communications local channel. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is the only place to find this type of in-depth coverage.
And we're back at the Mini Dome waiting for the tip-off between the Capital Cougars and the Shelton Highclimbers. Cougars are going to be in the dark uniforms. They're dark maroon. Highclimbers in the white. It'll be Erickson and Thompson to meet at mid-court. Get this thing underway. And the ball's tapped into the front court for the Cougars. And that is Layton. Over near side, that's Landers. Up top it goes to Stock and over to opposite side. That's Pinner, I believe. Down to the baseline, Erickson drives hoop, lays it up and in, and draws the foul. Didn't see who the foul was on. Oh, let's see. I know there's not a 1 for the Highclimbers, but the free throw is off. And Ty Thompson pulled down the rebound. And a turnover early on for Shelton. And trying to go coast to coast. Let's see here. Is that Pinner? It was Pinner going to the hoop, drawing a foul on the Highclimbers. Jason Kenyon picked up his second team foul. Pinner missed the first free throw. Get another one. I think they called the previous foul on the Highclimbers, Malik Freeman. Second free throw by Pinner, rattled in and out. Rebound goes to Thompson. And here come the Highclimbers. Jason Kenyon with it. Near side now with dribbles. Up top to Thompson, swing it over to Colbinson. Colbinson working one-on-one, hands it off to Kenyon. Hands off to Benson. Now to Ty Thompson. Thompson's going to go one-on-one. Pull-up jumper at the foul line, popped out. Rebound, he got it in the corner. Up to Kenyon. Kenyon to the side of the paint, stops, kick it out to Colbinson. Colbinson for three in the corner. In and out. Rebound pulled down by Landers, and here come the Cougars the other way. It's Pinner driving in, drives it to the baseline. Saved it to Layton. Layton double dribbled. And traveled, but no whistle. Cutting to the bucket is Landers. Extra pass to Erickson, up and in. 4 points for Grant. Kenyon to the three-point arc near side. Up top to Thompson, swing it over to Colbinson. Colbinson one hands it down to Malik Freeman. Double teamed on the box. Gonna swing that little half hook down. Missed it. Rebound tied up by, I believe that was Erickson, maybe not. And Freeman. Jonker will step on, and Freeman will sit down for Shelton. So it's baseline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Kenyon will trigger the play. Left of the backboard. Kenyon throws it up top to Jonker. Jonker bounces back to Kenyon. Over to Thompson. Thompson goes to the middle on the drive. Hands it back to Kenyon. Kenyon for three at the top. Oh, that's a little off. Rebound tapped and then controlled by Landers, I believe. Quickly up to Stock, laid up and in, and it's a 6-point lead early for Capital. Kenyon slowing the ball down. That's Benson. Benson to the foul line. Spinning, stopping, forces up a shot that goes in. Noah Benson with the first basket for Shelton. Little full court press. Erickson with it. Get it to Landers. Landers fadeaway in the paint. That's an air ball. Rebound Benson. Here come the Highclimbers. Maybe they'll get it together this trip up again. Ty Thompson with the ball, top of the key. Throw it over the corner, Noah Benson. Back to Thompson. Thompson driving to the baseline. Cut off, stumbles, lobs it back out. And there's Kenyon to reset it with 14 on the shot clock. Up top, Ty Thompson working with 9. To Colbinson, far side. Going to go to the hole. Put up blocked. Saved it in bounds, but it goes off of Kenyon, who wasn't expecting that save, out of bounds. It'll be Capital ball. Malik Freeman comes back in. Jonker will sit down. A little bit of a rest or some extra instructions on how to deal with the height of the Cougars. Stock, get it up to Erickson. Crossing midcourt is Pinner. Extra pass. Actually, that's Pinner with the ball now. Up top, 3 on the way. That's short. And the rebound with Ty Thompson. Here come the Highclimbers. Kenyon handed off to Thompson at the top of the key. Drive side of the paint, handed off to Colbinson. Colbinson dribble penetrates, shuffles it to the baseline. That's Freeman. Out top to Benson. Benson for 3 at the top. No. Rebound. Freeman right back up and in. Malik Freeman with 4 points. Or 2 points, excuse me. 6-4. Up top to Stock. Back over to Landers. Now to Stock for 3 at the top. Yep. Lead is up to 5 for Capital. Jason Kenyon coming back for the Highclimbers. Swing over to Benson into the corner to Colbinson. Colbinson looking for Freeman on the box, far side. Gets it down to him. He's going to go. Try to do a step by. Shuffled it down to Kenyon. Had it popped out of his hands. And here comes Pinner. And Benson comes away with it. And here comes Jason Kenyon. Kenyon to the three-point arc near side, up top to Ty Thompson. Side of the paint, hand it back to Kenyon. Kenyon fakes the 3, drives into the paint. Back to Thompson. Takes the long 2. That's off. Rebound pulled down by Pinner. Chris Pinner will slow the pace down for the Cougars. Near side, that's Landers. Down to Erickson. Erickson back to the basket, goes right to the hoop, puts it up and in. 6 points for Grant. And the lead is now 7 for Capital. And a 30-second timeout's been called. We'll take it. This Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The living room. It's a great place to watch TV. Just like your backyard, break time at the office, or waiting for your ride. Now you can watch TV everywhere. Stream your favorite shows or live TV from many channels in your cable package on any computer, tablet, or smartphone. It's all included in Hood Canal Communications TV service for no extra cost. Sign up to watch TV everywhere today. Call or visit Hood Canal Communications online to learn more.
Back at the Mini Dome. 2:47 to go, first quarter. 11-4. Capital with the lead. Shelton with the ball. Caleb Hitzman is in the ballgame for the first time tonight as one of the substitutions in the timeout. For the Cougars, Rydell stepped on. Colbinson with it for Shelton. Up top to Freeman. Over near side to Hitzman. Hitzman behind the back dribble. Trying to dribble, penetrate. Nice patience, stumbled, puts it up, and they're going to count it. There's a foul on the floor. And I believe that'll go on Luke Layton, his first. It'll be baseline inbounds for Shelton. Kenyon will trigger the play, bounce it into corner near side. Colbinson, nearly had it stolen away, got it back. Again, it's tied up and ripped away by Stock. And here comes Pinner. So Erickson with the high post. Out to Stock in the corner. Up top to Pinner. Pinner drives side of the paint. Kick it out to Landers for 3. Is that Landers? No, it's Pinner. Sorry, these numbers are difficult to see from way up here. Two minutes, 3 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 10-point lead for Capital. Shelton with the ball. Kenyon with it. Up top to Colbinson, fakes the 3. Hands it back to Kenyon. Kenyon drives, penetrate out to Hitzman for 3. No. Rebound. It goes to Thompson. Thompson at 1-2 dribbles. Gets it out to Kenyon. Kenyon try to lob it in the middle. It's stolen away. And here comes Pinner. Over to Layton. Up top to Erickson, near steal by Malik Freeman, and then Hitzman comes away with it to Malik. Malik to the hoop, puts it up and in, and the foul. So Malik Freeman with 4 points tonight so far, cuts into this lead. And the foul went on Brandon Rydell, his first. Tyler Auld will step onto the court. He'll get Travis Colbinson for Shelton. And Malik Freeman has a free throw, possible three-point play. And Zach Junker will step back on, replacing Ty Thompson. So it's Auld, Junker, Freeman, Hitzman, and Kenyon on the court for Shelton. Freeman at the free throw line. Completes the free three-point play. Give him 5 points so far tonight and cuts that lead to 7. Cougars, little full court press and a steal. Jonker comes up with it over to Auld. Auld back to Jonker, and he'll set it to Hitzman. He actually set it to Kenyon. Kenyon working the near side at the elbow beyond the three-point arc. Steps back to set the offense. Going to turn on the Jets going baseline. Put up the shot. Drew the foul on Capital. I think that'll go on Chris Pinner. That'll be his first. So Jason Kenyon's at the free throw line for a couple of free throws for Shelton, trying to cut into this 7-point Cougar lead. 48 seconds to go here, first quarter. Jason got the first one. He'll get another one. In and out on the second one. I'm sorry, he's going to get 3. And he got the second one. So the 5-point lead for Capital. They have the ball. Erickson with it. Center of the court to Pinner. Pinner to three-point arc on the far side, then steps back, sets the offense in the middle of the circles. Over to Stock. High post feed to Rydell. Out to Layton. Layton drives baseline, puts it up and in over Kenyon. I'm sorry, that was Hitzman with the defense. There comes Jason Kenyon. Kenyon looking for Ald. He'll get it to Hitzman cross court. Holding for last shot. Hooks it down the middle, stolen away. Here comes Pinner for Capital. Launches one near half court, comes up short, but we're through one quarter. Capital up 16-9. We'll be right back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
There's always something happening at Maple Glen Senior Living in Shelton. Find out for yourself by scheduling a tour to see the senior living community at 1700 North 13th Loop. Call 360-427-0300 to set up a time, or you can attend one of Maple Glen's community events. There's a brunch Sunday from 10:30 to 1. How about attending a wine and cheese tasting? Maple Glen is holding a movie night on January 28th. For more information and to RSVP for one of these events, call Maple Glen at 360-427-0300.
Back at the Mini Dome, waiting for the start of the second quarter. 16-9 is the score. Capital leads. The Cougars will have the ball to come out to start the second quarter. So we have Ald. Well, let's see here. Who's coming out? You have Stock, Layton, Pinner, Erickson, and Rydell, I believe, out there for the Cougars. Yes, for the Highclimbers, it's Jonker, Kenyon, Ald, Hitzman, and Ty Thompson. Stock will inbounds it. Throws on the back door, cut, going right to the hoop and having it stripped and blocked. Was that Layton? Yes, it was Layton going to the free throw line for a couple of free throws. And Caleb Hitzman picked up his first personal. Luke Layton for Capital at the free throw line. Got the first one. They'll get another one. And both. Give him 4 points so far tonight. Comes Jason Kenyon for Shelton. Hitzman has it, drives to the foul line. Hands off to Kenyon, stopped, and hand it back to the top of the key, and it's Thompson driving inside the paint, missed the shot. Rebound ping-pongs around. Jonker had it and then lost it, and here comes Pinner for Capital as a 2-on-3. Throws it over to Stock. Stock down to Rydell, who puts it up and in. There comes Jason Kenyon for the Highclimbers. Now there's Hitzman with it. Drives into the paint, try to get a pass down to Junker, turn that ball over, however. It's 4 turnovers on Shelton. Looks like we're going to have a youth dance at the halftime, as we've got a lot of young ladies here in the stands. Pinner with it for Capital. Swing it over to Layton. He picked up his pivot foot. So it's only a 3rd turnover on Capital. Casey Padilla-Brown will step onto the court for Shelton, replacing Zach Junker. $11-point lead for Capital. Brown with it at the top, over to Hitzman. Hitzman back and forth on the dribble, back to Brown. Brown on the box. Can't find the seam. Back to Hitzman. Hitzman into the paint, puts it up, and it dropped out. Rebound Erickson. He's going to be fouled by Hitzman. Caleb Hitzman will sit down, and Travis Colbinson will step back onto the court for Shelton. And Gabe Landers will step on and replace Brett Stock. So you have Pinner, both Landers out there. Is it Landers? No, Gabe Landers. He has the ball in back court. There's Layton. Stolen by Ald. And here comes Jason Kenyon. And a timeout has been called. I think there's some blood on Jason Kenyon. Hitzman will step back in as he'll deal with the bloody nose for Kenyon. There's Hitzman with the ball to Ald. To Thompson up top, down it goes to Brown. Brown, nice move, getting the guy up in the air. It's Rydell, blocked it, ball's free, however, and it looks like Colbinson might have stepped on the sidelines in front of the Capital bench. 20-9. Climbers have yet to score here in this quarter. Pinner has Hitzman all over him. There's a travel but no call. And another steal by Ald. Ald over to Hitzman, down it goes to Thompson, up fakes once, puts it up and in. Ty Thompson. And here comes Layton over to Rydell, who put it up and in. Hitzman between the circles on the dribble. Bounce it over to Ald. Ald up top, down it goes to Brown. Brown muscled out to Thompson. Thompson's going to drive, shuffles it down to Brown. Casey in traffic. Out it goes to Ald, to Hitzman at the top. 3 on the way at the top, that's off, rebound Rydell. Hand it off to Pinner, and here come the Cougars. That's Layton with it now. Over to Landers. Now Layton again with the ball. Looking for Erickson, gets it down to Erickson. Draws out the Thompson, and he'll go right to the hoop, lay it up and in with a scoop. 6 points for Grant. 13-point lead, the largest of the night for Capital. There's Hitzman with the ball to the foul line. To Thompson. Thompson back and forth on the dribble, hand it off. We'll try to hand it off to Ald, off his hands out of bounds. They have 6 turnovers on Shelton. Malik Freeman will step back onto the court for the Highclimbers. And Dawson Landers will step out on for the Cougars. Timeout's been called. We'll take it. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Back at the Mini Dome, 4:16 to go here in the second quarter. 24-11 is the score. Capital with the lead. And the Cougars will have the ball. You have Landers, Pinner. Actually, Dawson and Gabe Landers are both out there working with Erickson. And who's the guy? It's Layton had the ball. Here's Erickson with it between the circles. Pinner for three. Off, rebound, Colbinson, and he's going to be fouled. 14 fouls at each team, and Gabe Landers picked up his first. Jason Kenyon up off the, well, he's back on the bench. I guess he's not off the bench. There comes Caleb Hitzman. Hitzman working the far side, looking for all, gets it to the side of the paint, threw it away. Here comes Pinner. Caleb trying to force it a little bit, it looked like to me. Dawson Landers with it. To the baseline, that's Erickson to the hoop, puts it up and in. Way to avoid the block. Lead is 15, the largest of the night for Capital. Hitzman with it for Shelton, into the corner to Colbinson. Back to Hitzman. Hitzman gets a screen, leaves it for Colbinson. Colbinson for three, that's off. Freeman with a rebound. Gonna go right back to the hoop, missed the shot, rebound Erickson. Up to Pinner, here come the Cougars. Pinner to the three-point arc, far side, jumps to the baseline. Extra pass down low to Landers. Nice defense. Trapped in the corner. Up it goes to Gabe Landers. And now there's Pinner with it. To Layton. Layton to Landers. Landers for three, no. Rebound. Erickson tracked it down. Into the corner. Three on the way by Layton, and then Dawson landed with another rebound. Here comes Luke Layton. He missed it. Erickson had it, fell down, throws it up top. Here's Landers to Landers. Over it goes to Layton. It's Dawson Landers with it down to Erickson. Stripped of the ball out of bounds. It'll go off of Highclimber. And a baseline inbounds for Capital as Cole Forsman comes in for Shelton, replacing Travis Colbinson. And Stock will return for the Cougars, replacing Gabe Landers. Inbounds in the corner to Pinner. Pull-up jumper for Layton, rattled in. Give him 6 points. And there's the biggest lead of the night for Capital, 17. Forsman with it to the foul line, going to drive in, leave it for Thompson, will hit the jumper. Pinner. Here comes Layton. Lost the handle, got it back. Throws it up top. Pinner, extra pass over to Stock. Feed down low, knocked out of bounds by Forsman. Noah Benson will step on, as does Padilla Brown, and Malik Freeman's grabbing his ankles to check on that. Inbounds goes to Pinner at the top. Over to Landers. Landers spinning on Brown to the baseline, hook it out to Stock. There's Erickson. Spinning, nice move, puts it up short, but it rolled in. Erickson with 10 points. Leave it for Benson. Benson to Ty Thompson, pull up jumper just inside the arc, that's off. Rebound pulled down by the Dawson. Landers for Capital. Steal by the Highclimbers. Here comes Noah Benson the other way. He's going to attack, pull it up, partially blocked out of bounds. It'll be Highclimber ball. Hitzman will trigger the play to the left of the backboard. Inbounds to Benson in the corner. Hand it off to Thompson. Thompson Trying to look for a seam, spinning, double pumping, and scoring. 6 points for Ty in the quarter. 40 seconds to go here in the half. Dawson Landers to Chris Pinner. Up to Erickson. Grant will throw it over to Landers. Landers will set it back to Pinner. Pinner gets screened from Erickson. Erickson's alone. They find him. He go right to the hole. Put it up. Blocked by Thompson. And rebound by Forsman. And here comes Hitzman with 10 seconds to go here in the half. Hitzman top of the key. He's going to go one-on-one. Behind the back dribble. Put it up. Drew the foul. It's going to go to the free throw line. Stock picked up his first personal. Caleb Hitzman at the free throw line for the first 2 free throws. 5-point Capital lead with 4 seconds to go in the half. Caleb missed the first one. He'll get another one. Missed them both. Rebound goes to Dawson Landers. Landers up to Stock. Stock will launch one. Ooh, hit the back of the iron. But we're heading to halftime with Capital up 30-15. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the Maple Glen Senior Living halftime show. In just a moment, we'll be treated with a dance performance, I believe. We'll be right back.
Emerging science indicates access to high-speed internet during the school years can lead to positive outcomes, including, but not limited to, streamlined acquisition of data, academic achievement, career advancement, satisfying relationships, cuter children, joy. Our scientific conclusion? Call now and get the HCC Internet and Voice Bundle for the everyday low price of $44.95. Call today and save.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Back here in the mini dome, halftime. Shelton dance team with some young dancers tonight here in the mini dome. It is halftime, as you see, it's 30-15 at Capital on top of Shelton after one half. We'll take another timeout. We'll be right back with some halftime statistics. This is Mason Web TV powered by HCC.
There's a lot going on these days at Maple Glen in Shelton. Come see for yourself by scheduling a tour to view apartments, the beautiful surroundings, activities, and the signature dining room. Maple Glen Senior Living Community, located just 20 minutes north of Olympia at 1700 North 13th Loop in Shelton. They're just feet away from the hospital, medical professionals, and pharmacies. Contact Teresa Gilman, 360-427-0300 to learn more about this exciting living community.
I lost my mother to a drunk driver. She taught me to be kind and good and strong. Be a positive force in a sometimes cruel world. I want to do everything I can to keep Washington a beautiful place. For my children, for your children. Become a Washington State Trooper.
I admit, I did try another TV provider. It sounded like a great deal, but I quickly realized it wasn't. When I read the fine print, I was locked into a long-term contract with a huge cancellation fee. So I came back to HCC. They're more reliable, the service is local, and I save, bundling internet and phone with them too. And I'm a lot happier now.
Great service from a local company. Stay with HCC.
The City of Shelton is changing from a 3-member commission to a 7-member council. There are 15 people running for 4 open council seats. Next Wednesday, the Shelton-Mason County Chamber of Commerce is holding a candidates forum featuring those 15 people. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, will broadcast the forum live from 6 to 8 p.m. The first hour will focus on positions 4 and 5. The second hour will feature positions 6 and 7. It's the Shelton City Council Primary Election Candidates Forum, 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday, only on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Back here at the Mini Dome, halftime score, Capital 30, Shelton 15. The Cougars did it behind Grant Erickson. He has 10 points, 6 in the second quarter, 4 in the first quarter. 6 for Luke Layton, 5 for Brett Stock, 4 for Brandon Rydell, and only a 3 for Chris Pinner. For the Highclimbers, they're being led by Ty Thompson, 6 points, 5 for Malik Freeman. Let's see, Freeman had his 5 in the first quarter. Ty had his 6 in the second. Noah Benson had a basket, and Jason Kenyon hit a couple of free throws. Turnovers pretty even so far, 6 apiece. It's been pretty clean as for fouls, again, so far tonight. Nobody really in foul trouble. Well, Caleb Hitzman has 2 personal. That might be the closest the foul trouble we have here in the first half. Second chance opportunities, a big boost for Capital. They do have Erickson towering over everybody at 6'6". Rydell's also 6'6". You got 6'1", 6'1", 6'2", 6'4", and then 6'6" across the starting 5 for the Cougars. Tallest player for Shelton is actually Ty Thompson at 6'2". So the Highclimbers, see, Coach Pringle told me he's going to go small. He has no choice, really, when you match up against Capital with a couple of 6'6" guys. We'll see what they do in the second half as the Highclimbers are out there for their warm-ups. We'll switch ends. Cougars have yet to come out. Cougars only lost 2 games so far this season. They're 11-2, 5-2 in the SSC, currently in 3rd place in the standings. See how that all flushes out after tonight, as every game is more and more important as the second half of the season starts to, continues. And the goal of the Highclimbers to make the playoffs this season. We'll be right back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
There's a lot going on these days at Maple Glen in Shelton. Maple Glen has a Sunday brunch, open to the community with free admittance when you schedule a tour. What a great way to learn more about this beautiful senior living community. Maple Glen Senior Living, located just 20 minutes north of Olympia at 1700 North 13th Loop in Shelton. They're just feet away from the hospital, medical professionals, and pharmacies. Contact Teresa Gilman at 360-427-0300 to learn more and schedule a visit to Maple Glen.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
That's my neighbor Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a big mistake. Hey, Joe, think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have the utilities marked before you start digging?
I'm not digging very deep. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Dad, the TV's out. Internet too.
Remember, safe digging always starts with a free call to 811. Oh, what a knucklehead.
You've seen the sign, keep right except to pass, but did you know it's the law? Camping out in the left lane makes you a slow-moving safety hazard. Moving to the right improves emergency response time and helps reduce collisions and traffic jams. Allowing faster-moving traffic to pass is always the best choice. Use the left lane to pass slower-moving or merging traffic, then return to your lane. Remember, keep right except to pass.
Waiting for the start of the third quarter. 30 for Capital, 15 for Shelton. Let's turn that down. Maybe we'll get a little better. Okay. So the Cougars are being led by Grant Erickson's 10 points. Highclimbers leading scorers Ty Thompson with 6. Yeah, ready to get this thing underway. So it's going to be Kenyon back in there with Benson, Thompson, Freeman, and Colmanson start the third quarter for Shelton. So it's Pinner, Erickson, Landers. It's like both Landers and you have Stock in there defensively for the Cougars. That's Kenyon with it. Up top it goes to Benson. Benson turns and takes a 3, but there's a whistle away from the ball. I think that'll be a foul on Shelton. It sure is. Ty Thompson just picked up his first. Oh, wait a minute. Malik Freeman, he picked up his second. Okay. So there's Pinner with it to Stock, and that is going to be Layton putting it up and drawing the foul on the Highclimbers. Jason Kenyon just picked up his second personal foul. At the free throw line will be Luke Layton for Capital. First one off the back of the iron, he'll get another one. Second one drops in, give him 7 points. Here comes Jason Kenyon for the Highclimbers. Working on the far sidelines, trying to bring somebody up to get the 3 on the way, and Kenyon is way out. Colbinson's being held, but no whistle. Gets the ball, drives side of the paint, kick it into the corner. It's Benson. Now to Kenyon. Kenyon will take the 3 and sink it. 5 points for Jason. Here comes Layton. Wisely turns around, lob it over to Landers. Up top to Stock. Over near side, that's Layton. Layton going one-on-one on Colbinson, looking for Erickson down low. To lob it to Erickson. double team, steps by the double team, lays it up and in. It's a dozen points for him. And here comes Jason Kenyon. Into the corner goes Colbinson. Kicked ball, a little late on the whistle. Reset that shot clock and a baseline inbounds for Shelton. Kenyon will trigger the play. Freeman's at the foul line. Kenyon lobs it up top to Colbinson. Back over to Kenyon. Kenyon will step back, run a play. Colbinson in the corner far side. Up top it goes to Ty Thompson. Thompson will drive the foul line, head off to Kenyon. Kenyon, three at the top. That goes in. 2 threes in a row for Jason. And he has 8 points. Erickson with it. And Pinner will get it near half court. Near side now to Landers. Back to Pinner. Now lob down to Erickson. Nice two-man play. Blocked by Thompson. Recovered by Colbinson. And here comes Kenyon. Kenyon to the hoop. Puts it up. Missed the shot. Malik Freeman had the rebound. Lost it. And it's like Pinner comes out. Now it's Layton with the ball. Finds Stock. Stock will get it to Landers. Landers the foul line side of the paint. Throw it up top to Stock. Stock. Going to go one-on-one. Looking for Erickson. Hands it off to Landers. Landers for three. Yes. Dawson Landers' first basket of the night. The lead is 15 now. Noah Benson will hand it off to Kenyon. Kenyon with the dribbles at the top. Finds Colbinson. Colbinson side of the paint. Steps back. Drives baseline. Try to shuffle it around and off of Cougars out of bounds. I think Pinner had a hand on it. No, it was actually Layton with a hand on it. Colbinson will sit down. Caleb Hitzman will step on. It'll be baseline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Kenyon will inbounds it from the right side, bounce it in to Ty Thompson. He's going to go on Erickson. He'll sneak one up and in. Ty with his 8th point tonight. Capital with the lead in the ball. Stock will throw it up to Landers, to Pinner. Pinner top of the key to the foul line. Stops, pops, hits. Only his second basket of the night. Leads back up 15. Ty Thompson driving the foul line. Finds Jason Kenyon, puts it up, missed the shot. Rebound by Landers, knocked out of bounds, out of his hands and out of bounds by Kenyon. 4:22 to go, third quarter. 38-23 is our score. Capital on top. Cougars with the ball. Landers will inbound it, get it in to Layton. Layton brings it across the timeline. Looking for Pinner, nearly stolen, and they're going to get Caleb Hitzman with a foul, I believe. That'll be 3 team fouls on Shelton, and will be 3 on Caleb. If it is, it is. Landers inbounds to Erickson, hands it back to Landers. Landers looking for Pinner, but he's going to drive right to the hole. Finds Erickson. He took steps, though. I have 7 turnovers on Capital and 7 on Shelton. 38-23 is their score. Capital with the lead. Shelton with the ball. Jason Kenyon stepping across midcourt. So it's Ty Thompson now to Noah Benson. Benson's going to drive the foul line. Spin, stumble, travels, or is there a foul? There's a discussion on whether there was a foul before the travel. And I gotta call it travel. 8 turnovers on Shelton. Been very few whistles in this ball game, and very few of them have gone the way of the Highclimbers. Rydell will step back onto the court for the Cougars. Dawson Landers will sit down. Inbounds goes to Pinner from the back court. Hitzman's going to be right with him as he comes up the court. Pinner trying to get by Hitzman. Throws it up top to Layton, now to Stock. Stock looking for Erickson, bounces to Erickson. Malik Freeman poked the ball away, but a three on the way in the corner and in, and is that Pinner? It sure was. 5 points for him in the corner. And the lead is now 18. Ty Thompson drives side of the paint. Finds Kenyon. Kenyon up, fakes once, stops, pops at the elbow. That's off. Rebound pulled down by Rydell. And here comes Pinner. Pinner over to Stock. To Layton, back to Pinner. Pinner lobs it back over to Layton, into the corner to Stock. Stock looking for Rydell, gets it down to Rydell. Gonna go on Thompson. He's gonna push off, and that's gonna be a first whistle on Capital in the half. Malik Freeman is gonna sit down. Noah Benson is out as well. Ald will step on, and so does Casey Padilla-Brown. Jason Kenyon to Ty Thompson. Into the corner to Hitzman. Hitzman behind the back dribble. Lob it out. He stepped on the baseline. Ooh, that'll be 9 turnovers on Shelton. Stock will inbounds it. Get it into Rydell. Back to Stock. They're denying Pinner the ball. Stock will bring it up with Ald on him. Throw it over to Pinner. Now to Erickson. Erickson blocked from behind, missed the shot, rebound, knocked out of bounds. That's Highclimber ball. Good defense by Shelton. Not sure who got that block. I think it was Thompson. Here comes Jason Kenyon with the ball between the circles, working to the near side. Throws in the corner to Hitzman. Caleb will take the three. In and out, rebound, Erickson. And here comes Layton. Layton to the elbow, slipped. Ball knocked up, and it goes to Stock. Handed off to Pinner. Back over to Stock. Stock looking for Pinner. Gets it over near side to Layton. Layton looking low. He's going to drive. Pull up jumper on the baseline. That goes in. 9 points for Layton. Thompson and another turnover. Here comes Pinner. Pinner, nice pass to Stock. Missed the layup. Rebound Erickson. Up fakes once. Puts it up and in and draws the foul. .14 points for Grant Erickson. It's a 20-point lead. Ty Thompson picked up his first personal foul, 4th team foul, as Erickson has a possibility of a 3-point play. Goes in. Keep him 15 points. And timeout called. We'll be right back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Frustrated by rising cable prices? You're not the only one. As your local cable TV provider, we work hard to give you the channels you want to watch the local news, enjoy family night, and cheer on your favorite sports team. We also fight to keep your rates fair, but at the negotiating table, large corporate broadcasters demand higher fees for their programming. As TV viewership goes down, broadcast rates continue to go up. It's not fair. None of us should cover their losses. Visit keeptheconnections.com for more information on how we're working for you.
Back at the Mini Dome. 1:14 to go, third quarter, 46-23. 23-point lead, the largest for Capital tonight. Highclimbers will have the ball coming out of the timeout. Jason Kenyon will bring it across the timeline. Set the offense, go over to Hitzman. Hitzman up top to Junker. Junker over to Ald. Ald drives to the top of the key. Hands it off to Hitzman. Hitzman to the three-point arc. And leaves it for Kenyon. Kenyon fakes the three, drives the box near side out to Hitzman. Hitzman steps back beyond the three-point arc, drives to the box, puts it up, draws the foul, and goes to the free throw line. Caleb is 0 for 2 at the free throw line tonight. Layton just picked up his second personal. Got the first one, he'll get another one. It's his first point tonight. Second free throw, up and in. Under 50 seconds to go here, third quarter. Dawson Landers with the ball. Over to Gabe Landers. Looking for Pinner, had the ball slapped out of his hands. Got it, ball still free, but Rydell comes up with it. Pinner for three. It's the second three, or in the quarter, third in the game. Kenyon with the ball, top of the key for Shelton. Up top to Hitzman. Hitzman for three at the top, that goes in. It's Caleb's first basket of the night. Pinner one hands in the corner. Layton took the three. He took a nice little hop. So 1.5 seconds to go in the quarter. And it's a 49-28 lead. A little discussion probably of how much time might possibly be left here in the quarter. We put 3 seconds on the clock. Put another 1.5 seconds. So it's all the Hitzman, Kenyon, Junker, and Casey Badia Brown on the court for the Highclimbers. A little more time for the Highclimbers to get off the shot. There we go, 3 seconds are on. Ald will get it into Hitzman. Hitzman to the three-point arc. Put up a runner at the buzzer. It comes off a little hard, and we head to the fourth quarter with Capital up 49-28. We'll be right back with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
If you are interested in how our local government works, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, gives you the opportunity to watch our elected officials in action. Every Tuesday, you can watch the Mason County Commission. These live broadcasts air at 9 a.m., except on the fourth Tuesday of a month when the County Commission meets at 6 p.m. You can also watch the County Commissioners online at your leisure or tune into a rebroadcast on Hood Canal Communications local channel. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is the only place to find this type of in-depth coverage.
The living room. It's a great place to watch TV. Just like your backyard, break time at the office, or waiting for your ride. Now you can watch TV everywhere. Stream your favorite shows or live TV from many channels in your cable package on any computer, tablet, or smartphone. It's all included in Hood Canal Communications TV service for no extra cost. Sign up to watch TV everywhere today. Call or visit Hood Canal Communications online to learn more.
Cougars will start out the fourth quarter with the ball and a 21-point lead. They have Landers, Dawson and Gabe, excuse me. Pinner's in there, Erickson and Rydell. Erickson will get it to Pinner. Over goes to Landers. Landers, nice steal by Malik Freeman. He's gonna go to the hole and put it up, blocked. And they're going to call that goaltending, and that'll be Malik's first basket since the first quarter, and he has 7 points. Landers looking for some help. Pinner popped out of a double team to get that inbounds pass, and he'll bring it up. Over to Landers, down to Erickson, stolen by Freeman again. That's 2 steals back to back. Here goes Malik to the hoop. Going to avoid the lunger and put it up and in. comes Landers, Gabe Landers with it. And he's going to be fouled by Ald. That'll be Tyler's first personal foul, second team foul on, or third. Only the second, excuse me. So, sideline inbounds. It'll be knocked back out of bounds by Ald. 7:15 to go in the ball game, 49-32. Shelton trying to mount a comeback. Gabe Landers inbounds to Pinner. Pinner trying to get out of a double team, draws a crowd. Ball stopped, draws a triple team, steps by it, throws it out to Landers. Landers down to Rydell. Rydell back to Landers. Gabe pull-up jumper, puts it up with one hand, missed it. Rebound Rydell out to Dawson Landers. And looking for Rydell, looking for Erickson, hands it off to Gabe. And then there's a whistle away from the ball, I believe. And Caleb Hitzman just picked up his fourth. Travis Colbinson back in the ball game for Shelton. Baseline inbounds for the Cougars. Dawson Landers lobs it in. Erickson handed off to Gabe Landers. Gabe will hand it off to Pinner. Pinner for three. Oh boy, that's out of bounds. Saved to Malik Freeman, however. And here come the Highclimbers. Malik finds Kenyon. Kenyon to the foul line, into the corner to Colbinson. Colbinson, ooh, short and right there in that little spot. That'll be jump ball. Stay with the Highclimbers. Get the big guy to get it. There you go. Stock will return, and Luke Layton will step back on for Capital. Highclimber ball, baseline inbounds. Inbounds to Freeman. Malik getting it over to Ald. Ald to the top of the key, finds Kenyon. Kenyon trying to clear out the key. Up to Freeman. Freeman is going to go one-on-one. They're going to call him a travel. 11 turnovers on the Highclimbers. 5 here in the half. Second half, that is. Stock will get it inbounds to Layton. Layton over to Stock. Stock down to Rydell and off the glass and in. Brandon has 6 points. Kenyon with the ball. Up top to Malik Freeman. Freeman to the foul line. Bouncing and trying to bounce it down to Jonker. Stolen away by Rydell. I'm sorry, that's Pinner, excuse me. Up it goes to Layton to Stock. Stock, elbow jumper, no. Rydell with the rebound. There's a fight for it. Rydell comes away with it. Throws it up for Erickson. Goes to Layton. Layton just knocked to the ground hard. Jason Kenyon just picked up his third personal. 17 fouls on Shelton. That puts Luke Layton at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. He is 3 for 4 at the free throw line. Has 9 points. Oh, I guess we could give him 2 free throws. That's right, it's a shot. 2 shots coming, the second one coming. Ty Thompson will step on for Zach Jonker. So it's Freeman, Thompson, Colbinson, Ald, and Kenyon on the court for the Highclimbers. Layton's second free throw, that goes in. Give him 11 points. Ty Thompson over to Colbinson. Travis trying to go one-on-one on Stock, lost the handle. Ball goes to Rydell, and here come the Cougars. That's Layton with it to Stock, to Erickson, down to Rydell. Rydell to the hoop, puts it up and in. 8 points for Brandon. And the lead just extends for Capitals. Thompson rejected by Rydell, and tracking it down will be Jason Kenyon. Kenyon on the run the other way for the Highclimbers. To the foul line, into the paint. Out it goes to Ald. Ald to the top of the key for three. Nope. Rebound goes to Pinner. Pinner will let the pack go by and bring it up slowly. 4.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. 55-32. Erickson looking for a backdoor cutter. Finds Layton at the top. Drives the foul line back to Erickson off his head and out of bounds. And it'll be a dozen turnovers on Capital. A dozen on Shelton. Caleb Hitzman is back into the ball game. Actually, Tyler Ald will step out. Actually, it is Colbinson. Ald will stay on. Here comes Hitzman. Hand it off to Kenyon. Kenyon to the foul line into the paint. Going to challenge the big man, Rydell. Puts it up short, throws the foul. Only 4 team fouls on Capital. Rydell comes away with his 3rd personal. Jason Kenyon at the free throw line. He has 8 points tonight. First free throw goes in. I get another one. And he missed the second one. Rydell with the rebound. And here comes Layton. Layton over to Pinner. Pinner to Rydell, down to Stock. Stock looking for Erickson. He'll find a cutter. That's Layton up and in. Give him 13 points. Comes Ty Thompson driving baseline. Try to get it in the middle. It's deflected, stolen away. Erickson with the ball. And here comes Stock to Pinner. Cougars taking their time now. Over to Layton. Layton to the foul line. Pull up jumper. In and out. Rebound goes to Ty Thompson. And here comes Caleb Hitzman for Shelton. Bounce it over to Kenyon. Kenyon for 3. Yes! 3rd 3 in the ball game. Give him a dozen points. There's Brett Stock with it. To the 3-point arc near side, trying to go one-on-one. Down it goes to Rydell. Rydell's going to go one-on-one. On Freeman, throws it up top. Pinner. Extra pass down to Erickson. Erickson had the pass to Layton, knocked out of bounds by Kenyon. Cole Forsman and Noah Benson will step on for the Highclimbers. Freeman and Ald will sit down. So Brett Stock will inbounds it for the baseline, left of the backboard for the Cougars. Into Pinner, right to the hoop, lay it off the glass and in. 13 points for Chris. And there's Jason Kenyon up top. And there's Noah Benson now. Hands it back to Kenyon. Kenyon to the side of the paint, right to the hoop, puts it up, missed the shot, rebound pulled down by Stock. And they'll give it to Pinner. Pinner with 2:20 to go here in the ball game. There's Stock with it, back to Pinner. Cougars gonna run some clock here. Stock with it. High post feed to Erickson. Back out to Stock, looking for the low post, and Rydell catches it, lays it up and in. Rydell with 10 points now. 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Jason Kenyon with it to Ty Thompson. He's going to drive to the hoop, put it up, missed shot, rebound goes to Erickson. Erickson hand it off to Stock. And it's a timeout, or it is a timeout. We have a bunch of substitutions coming. We'll give them to you. 1:51 to go in the ball game. 61-36. We'll be right back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
There's a lot going on these days at Maple Glen in Shelton. Maple Glen has a Sunday brunch open to the community with free admittance when you schedule a tour. What a great way to learn more about this beautiful senior living community. Maple Glen Senior Living, located just 20 minutes north of Olympia at 1700 North 13th Loop in Shelton. They're just feet away from the hospital, medical professionals, and pharmacies. Contact Teresa Gilman at 360-427-0300 to learn more and schedule a visit to Maple Glen.
Thought they called a timeout, but obviously they didn't. However, no play has been done here. It will be Cougar ball. We did have a bunch of substitutions. I'll give those to you when we can. We've got Yeska in here. Isaac Yeska is in the ball game. I believe he's going to inbounds it. He's working with Penner, Gabe Layton, Dawson Landers, and Gabe Landers, excuse me. That's Gabe Landers with it right now. Near side to Yeska. To Penner, back to Landers. Landers stops in the paint, put up a shot that falls short. Forsman with the rebound, and here we go to Hitzman. Hitzman blew the layup. Minute 20 to go here. And here comes Gabe Landers. Landers over to Penner. Minute 5 to go here in the ball game. It's Dawson Landers, down it goes, alley-oop, and in to Penner. And a steal on the inbounds. And the Cougars get the ball back. 50 seconds to go here. Yeska with it. Up top to Penner. Penner over to Gabe Landers. Landers to the foul line and drive side. Paint scoops it up. Missed the shot, but drew the foul. 37.7 seconds. Nope, it'll be an offensive foul. Excuse me. Comes Jason Kenyon. Gonna go right to the hole, put it up and in. Goes Landers over to Yeska. To Penner, and Penner will hold. We are now hitting 10 seconds. Looks like that'll be the final, 63-38. Capital Cougars coming to the Mini Dome, knock off Shelton Highclimbers in South Sound Conference action. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is the only source for live broadcasts of high school basketball in Mason County. Next Friday night, the Shelton girls return to the Mini Dome for a critical South Sound Conference game against Gig Harbor. Tip-off between the Lady Highclimbers and the Lady Tides is at 7. That's South Sound Conference girls high school basketball, the Gig Harbor Tides at the Shelton Highclimbers, next Friday night only on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Vehicle collisions are the #1 killer of teens in the U.S., taking 8 young lives every day. And speeding is a factor in more than half of teen fatal car crashes, but we can prevent these tragedies. Talk with your teen about staying safe behind the wheel. Remind them to follow the speed limit and adjust their driving for road conditions. Keep the conversation going and be the driver you want your teen to be. It's not just good parenting, it's a matter of life or death.
The City of Shelton is changing from a 3-member commission to a 7-member council. There are 15 people running for 4 open council seats. Next Wednesday, the Shelton-Mason County Chamber of Commerce is holding a candidates forum featuring those 15 people. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, will broadcast the forum live from 6 to 8 p.m. The first hour will focus on positions 4 and 5. The second hour will feature positions 6 and 7. It's the Shelton City Council Primary Election Candidates Forum, 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday only on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. There's always something happening at Maple Glen Senior Living in Shelton. Find out for yourself by scheduling a tour to see the senior living community at 1700 North 13th Loop. Call 360-427-0300 to set up a time, or you can attend one of Maple Glen's community events. There's a brunch Sunday from 10:30 to 1. How about attending a wine and cheese tasting? Maple Glen is holding a movie night on January 28th. For more information and to RSVP for one of these events, call Maple Glen at 360-427-0300.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Well, it's a final here in the Mini Dome. The Capital Cougars come into Shelton and knock off the Highclimbers 63-38. They did it behind the 15 points from Jason Kenyon and the 15 points from Grant Erickson. 13 for Luke Layton, 10 for Brandon Rydell, 5 for Brett Stock, and a 3 for Dawson Landers. For the Highclimbers, they were led by Jason Kenyon's 14 points, 9 from Malik Freeman, 8 from Ty Thompson, 5 from Caleb Hitzman, and a basket for Noah Benson. Capital maintains their, probably maintains their third place position as they improve to 6-2 in the South Sound Conference, 12-2 overall. Highclimbers dropped to 6-9 on the season, 2-6 in the SSC. Next up for the Shelton boys, they head back on the road next Wednesday and head to undefeated North Thurston, at least undefeated coming into tonight's play. Capital, by the way, will host Peninsula on a Wednesday. Our next broadcast, though, is in a week. Next Friday, the Shelton girls host Gig Harbor. Critical South Sound Conference game for the Lady Climbers. Tip-off here in the Mini Dome is 7 o'clock. And that does it pretty much for us here in the Mini Dome tonight. My thanks to you for joining us. Final again, Capital 63, Shelton 38. We'll talk to you next Friday.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has been brought to you by Maple Glen Senior Living, celebrating the art of life, and Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.